Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT News at Noon.
With half a school year left to go, the Fayette County Superintendent is resigning. Today, the discussions for finding an interim superintendent are beginning.
Coats, hats, blankets, and scarves. As temperatures continue to drop, organizations who help the homeless say these items are what's most needed.
Well, we have two pieces of energy we're watching right now. That band of snow right down in southeastern Kentucky, and also a little bit more coming from the Great Lakes. We'll be watching this as we go throughout the day, but a bigger system comes for the weekend. How's that going to affect your travel plans there going to Knoxville? Well, I'll show you that game forecast coming up. WKYT News and News starts right now.
Good afternoon from WKYT News. I'm Bill Bryant.
And I'm Barbara Bailey. The cold Arctic air has made its way to the bluegrass, and it appears to be sticking around.
Settling in. The temperatures we're feeling today are way below average, and some parts of the bluegrass are even getting some snow showers today. This is video out of Hazard. It's a beautiful sight. WKYT meteorologist Micah Harris is busy right now tracking what's going on around the region. He's live in our First Alert Weather Center, keeping us alert to the changes. Micah?
Well, we talked about it just a few seconds ago, that two pieces of energy. One is down towards southeastern Kentucky that you guys were just showing some video of. And those are some flakes falling out of the sky. Now, that's trying to exit the region and give it another, I would say, maybe 2 hours, and we'll start to push that over the mountainous regions. Now, if you look across the way, we've had some pretty decent snow, and it hasn't added up to much. You got a nice little light coating in some locations. But look northbound. Here comes that second piece, and it's going to be diving southbound there in Indiana. And it should start to give us chances in the northern zones and also the central zones, seeing a few flakes fly around. Nonetheless, don't expect any accumulation out of it. Current temperatures, we're sitting there in the 30s. Not going to rise that much more. Right there in the low to mid 30s today with that snow chance in the forecast. We got a much better chance as we head toward late weekend, off into early next week. That's when that big system rolls on in. How will that affect us in our travel plans there back and forth to Knoxville? Well, I'll go over that coming up in a few minutes.
All right, Micah, thank you. As cold as it is right now, it's going to get even colder this weekend. Organizations in Lexington are helping out the homeless by taking extra steps to deal with this early blast of winter. WKYT's Whitney Wetzel is live at God's Net in Lexington with a look at how you can help the less fortunate. She continues our top story team coverage at noon. Whitney?
Well, officials over at the Catholic Action Center tell me that bitter cold temperatures are not what they expected this early in the season. Fortunately, here at God's Net, they already had a good supply of clothing donations ready to go, but officials say it's going fast. Blankets are their most needed item right now, but of course, they're always looking for coats, socks, hats, gloves, basically anything that will help keep someone warm. So far, officials say hundreds of people have already been in and out of here, stocking up for this week's cold temperatures.
We have high numbers at the Catholic Action Center. People want to be out of the cold, want to have a warm meal and a safe place to be, and we expect that to continue throughout the weekend.
And as of right now, the Catholic Action Center is open 24/7 for those who need a warm place to sleep and a hot meal. Food and clothing donations are needed there. Clothing and blanket donations can be dropped off here at God's Net as well. We're live in Lexington. Whitney Wetzel, WKYT.
Whitney, thank you. And God's Net is open at 10 to 2 Monday through Saturday. A computer glitch caused a bit of a weather scare in Kentucky and other places around the country. The National Weather Service computers began sending out weather alerts from 2010, putting several areas under a tornado watch. In an interesting turn, hackers from China are accused of targeting U.S. weather and satellite systems, including the National Weather Service. But so far, there's no word whether the hackers had anything to do with yesterday's mix-up.
All right, that's straightened out at this point.
That's right. And turning to other news now, a southern Kentucky man charged with murder in a deadly home invasion is now out of jail. Patrick Baker has bonded out of the Knox County Detention Center. He's one of 5 people indicted for the murder of Donald Mills at his home back in May. Police say Baker and Christopher Wagner showed up at the home pretending to be police officers. Mills was shot and killed during the robbery. Baker has pleaded not guilty in the case.
Police often post pictures online to help identify people who commit crimes, but the Stanford Police Department needs help in finding a man before another crime happens. Investigators say this man stole items that could be used in a future robbery. He left the crime scene in a green 1997 Toyota four-door and was headed toward Lancaster. We have a call in to police right now about what was taken. It makes them think that a robbery could happen again, but we have not heard back from them at this point. If you recognize the man, though, contact Stanford City Police. While students are in classes in schools across Lexington right now, steps are being taken to find a new superintendent for Fayette County. A special meeting of the Board of Education is underway, where members accepted the resignation of the current school superintendent, Tom Shelton. As WKYT's Victor Puente reports, the board is now moving forward with a search for his replacement. Victor?
Dr. Tom Shelton has been superintendent of Fayette County Schools for 3.5 years, but next month his position will be vacant. Today begins the process of filling that role. School board members have told us that today's meeting will be about looking for an interim superintendent and working on interview questions for those candidates. Shelton announced last week that he was quitting as superintendent to become the executive director of the Kentucky Association of School Superintendents. Shelton's resignation comes after a state audit found weak policies, failed communications, and poor financial management in Fayette County schools. Some board members have told us they thought Shelton would stay through the end of his contract, which runs through this school year. When previous superintendent Stu Silberman retired, the search for his replacement took 6 months. We'll bring you updates from that meeting later today. We'll also be updating it on Twitter. Now, Dr. Shelton's last full day is December 31st. In Lexington, Victor Puente, WKYT.
Victor, thank you. The interim candidates for superintendent could come from the Kentucky School Board Association. Well, Senator Mitch McConnell has now been chosen by his fellow Republicans to become the new Senate Majority Leader when the new Congress takes over in January.
He's the first Majority Leader from Kentucky since the 1940s, when Democrat Alvin Barkley was at the helm. WKYT's Rebecca Smith is at our live desk with a look at what's on McConnell's agenda. Rebecca?
Good afternoon. As Majority Leader Mitch McConnell will set the Senate's agenda along with House Speaker John Boehner. He will decide what legislation is sent on to the White House in the final 2 years of President Barack Obama's term. Among the potential agenda items, as discussed with our own Bill Bryant, dismantling of the Affordable Care Act, also addressing coal emission standards. McConnell said he'd ask the president to hold off on immigration reform until the new Congress convenes in January.
Last week, the American people sent a strong message to Washington. They voted for a new direction. They called for a change in the way we do things here in the Senate.
The 72-year-old was elected to a 6th Senate term last week. Republicans have gained a majority for the first time in 8 years. At the live desk, Rebecca Smith, WKYT.
Rebecca, thank you. McConnell was first elected to the Senate in 1984 and has served as minority leader since 2007. He's just the second Kentucky senator elected to the majority leader post. Kentucky House Speaker Pro Tem Larry Clark says he will not run for the leadership post. In a letter to House Speaker Greg Stumbo, the long-serving Louisville Democrat said now is a good time for someone new to learn the job, while Democrats still control the House. Clark has been the Speaker of the House since 1993.
Later this afternoon, a new Lieutenant Governor of Kentucky will be sworn in at the state capitol. Current Lieutenant Governor Jerry Abramson announced his resignation last week. He's taking a job with President Obama's administration. He will officially step down this afternoon at 5, and former State Auditor Crit Llewellyn will be taking his place. Llewellyn is to be sworn in during a private ceremony today. Then a public ceremony is planned for tomorrow, followed by a reception there at the Rotunda. There will soon be a new way to learn about Kentucky's health care exchange. The Connect store will be opening this afternoon, and an old store in Fayette Mall. It will stay there throughout the open enrollment period, which starts Saturday and runs through February 15th. The state has also announced a new mobile app and has made some improvements to its website. Well, TV usually features glamorous supermodels and stars, but this month, L'Oreal Paris will showcase a double amputee from Kentucky.
Frankfurt native Stephanie Decker lost her legs nearly 2 years ago while protecting her children during a tornado outbreak in Indiana. Decker and 9 others are finalists in L'Oreal's Women of Worth competition. If she gets enough votes, the cosmetic company will donate $25,000 to Decker's charity. You can vote for Decker on the L'Oreal Paris USA website. We have a link on WKYT.com. If you're a country music fan, there's another big show coming to Kentucky. The Coyote Acoustic Concert will be held December 3rd at the KFC Yum Center. The lineup features some of country music's biggest stars, including Luke Bryan, Little Big Town, and Toby Keith. They're paying tribute to Coyote Calhoun for his contributions to country music. Tickets are $43. They go on sale next Thursday at 10 a.m.